Okay, fantastic. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Find Your Digital Superpower virtual press conference, organized by Jobberman Nigeria. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so this press conference is really to announce the partnership with USAID funded Alliance for E-Trade Developments, that's E-Trade Alliance, to help drive the development of Nigeria's thriving e-commerce industry. We're going to be, obviously, during the course of this press conference, we will be delving a little bit more what the campaign is about. We will also have our representatives from Peopletree Group, who will also walk through the how the profiling works, right? So the Find Your Digital Superpower campaign is really set to conduct behavioral profiling on 24,000 young people aged 18 to 35 and 1,000 employees in the formal and informal e-commerce sector. I'm really, really excited about this today. And my name is Sheila Ojei. I am Communications Manager for Jobberman Nigeria, and I am going to be the host of this virtual press conference. Just to mention some of the people who are represented here today, we have Rolake Rosiji, who is the CEO of Jobberman Nigeria. We also have Reshma Bharmal-Shariff, who is the Director of Partnerships for Rome. We have Kati Suominen, who is representing Nextrade Group. Then we have a pre-recorded statement from McCarthy from Palladium. Then we have Martin Sutherland, who's from the Peopletree Group. And we also have Brett Mulder, who's also from Peopletree Group as well. And finally, we have Gabriel, Gab-Umoren, who is the Group Head of Marketing for Rome. So on that note, I believe we can officially begin. So once again, thank you very much. And if you're a member of press, please write your name and the company that you're representing. Also, if you're an e-commerce company that is currently present at this press conference, a representative of an e-commerce company, please write your name, your title, as well as the company. So thank you very much. So we'll start off with an address from Rolake Rosiji.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Hi, good morning, everyone. Sorry, I was still on mute. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're really pleased today to be launching our work with USAID on finding your digital superpower. I'm the CEO of Jobberman Nigeria, and the reason why we're really excited about this project is because it's extremely timely with what Jobberman has been working on over the last year and where we see ourselves focusing. We're really focused on the digital landscape in Nigeria, and we see ourselves uniquely placed to be able to support digital companies to advance and to make sure they have the right talent and in-house skills to tackle this global opportunity. We're really pleased to be working with USAID on the E-Trade Alliance and the emerging e-commerce industry. It really sums up the entrepreneurial energy of Nigerians, and this campaign is going to build on that. Everybody on this call is aware of all the great news we've been having in Nigeria with Paystack and Flutterwave gaining great interest internationally, the growth of the Jumias, of the Congas, the Wakanows, the Travel Start, and so many more that I can't mention today. It really shows the energy of Nigerians, the forward thinking, the creativity, and the digital skills of Nigerians to be able to grow in these sectors. The E-Trade Alliance program is going to help young Nigerians advance in general in this area because it's going to show them what unique personality, skills, and behavioral traits they need in order to become the next leader of Conga, or the next leader of Slot, or the next leader of Flutterwave. The eTrade Alliance is looking at helping people to understand whether they are enablers in business, whether they're the sorts of people that support others to execute ideas, or whether they're the sort of person that identifies the opportunity themselves and leads and champions this opportunity. We're really pleased to be bringing this to 25,000 young people in Nigeria between the ages of 18 and 35. And we're really pleased to be partnering with the leading e-commerce players to help them understand better how their existing employees already have or do not have these skills, so that they can address any skills gaps concerning behavior. I'd like to end with talking about the other digital work that we are doing in Jobberman, which we're really pleased this is going to complement. At Jobberman, we are doing a lot of work around digital technical skills as well. So we're looking into developing assessments for developers, for UX, UI designers, and we have also completed a digital skills report. So for everybody listening in, please head over to our website, have a read of the digital skills report, and keep an eye out for all the news we will be sharing about the eTrade Alliance and the progress that we're going to have on this behavioral skills program. Thank you very much, Sheila.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Up next, we're going to have the Director of Partnerships of Rome, Reshma Bharmal-Shariff.
Thanks, Sheila. Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for being here. We are, as you know, Rolake said, as Sheila has also indicated, we are super thrilled for the launch of the Find Your Digital Superpower initiative, because, as already mentioned, it will have a direct impact on 25,000 Nigerians, young 24,000 of them, who will participate in this program. Excuse me. This initiative, through a simple survey and analysis of the feedback received, will provide participants a competitive edge to attain their aspirations in this very fast now moving digital economy. The past year, I think we all have seen this. It has shown how important it is for us to be techie savvy. And with the most basic functions in our lives now, driven by digitization, from online shopping to learning to remote working, we're even accessing medical support online. It's increasingly important, to understand, where we are in this space. And this program, this project really links beautifully and perfectly with Rome Africa's aim, which is to connect Africans to opportunities. And this partnership with USAID through the eTrade Alliance epitomizes our value of being an impact partner in the economic development of the markets that we are operating in. So the digital skills report will provide, as already mentioned by Rolake, personal behavioral insights to the participant. So the participant will also be receiving this data, this information, and the report is based on data and science rather than assumptions. And we love this at Rome because we are really data-driven, even with, as mentioned in our reports and our market insights that we provide to our stakeholders. So this will give young Nigerians an opportunity to learn about their digital superpower and go further to strengthen their digital skill set and be more competitive in the digital space, whether as an employer or as an entrepreneur. And this is, again, thrilling for the growth of our young Nigerians. And over the next few months, we're all looking forward to the learnings that we get from these reports. And we also look forward to sharing these learnings for progress and impact. So continue to stay tuned. And look out for for more information. Our team will be out there, and we also look forward to stay engaged with all of you. Again, thank you for being here today, and see you soon. Thanks, Sheila.
Thank you so much, Reshma. Thank you so much for that. And next up, we have Martin Sutherland from the Peopletree Group.
Thanks, Sheila. So we founded Peopletree with the goal of unlocking the talent and potential of people in companies. And we've been lucky enough to do that for the last 20 years in 47 countries. But this project is just so much bigger than that. We get to be a part of a project to unlock the talent and potential of an entire country in a way that will accelerate economic growth through e-commerce and digitization. And as the saying goes, a rising tide lifts all boats. So the knock-on effects could be significant. We've seen businesses, by some estimates, move their digital transformation initiatives forward by up to 6 years because of COVID. So we've just accelerated an already blazingly fast rate of change. So how do we build talent when even the present is becoming a blur as it rushes past? Well, we look at things that stay the same, like human behavior. Even in prehistoric times, there was someone who thought, hey, I think I could use that stone to make an axe, or someone else who made it. Someone who showed people how to use it, and someone that sharpened it when it got blunt. So as much as the tools change, the behavioral attributes required to turn technology into something that benefits society tend to stay the same. Brett's going to show you how these 4 types of people will help drive digitalization and e-commerce. But I'd like to thank the people who thought, hey, I think we could use people data to drive a change in the way we do business. And the people who recognize the potential of the idea and built and funded this project, and the people who are going to get all the various participants on board, and the people who are going to support everyone along the way, and who are known collectively as the E-Trade Alliance. So thanks for including us in this initiative. We feel very lucky to be a part of it, and I'm confident we'll be able to help everyone find their digital superpower. Thanks, Sheila.
Thank you so much, Martin. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a part of this. Before we move on to Kati, I just want to say, if you could please, for everyone that's just joining, welcome to the virtual press conference for the Find Your Digital Superpower campaign. Please drop your name, the company you're representing, and that's for members of press, the name, the company you're representing, as well as their position. So for the e-commerce companies as well, please name your title as well as the company you're representing, so we can follow up after this. And so now we're moving on to Kati Suominen for the Nextrade group. Yes, Kati?
Thanks very much, and thank you very much for having me. Kati Suominen, I'm the founder and CEO of Nextrade Group here in Los Angeles. I'm also the convener of the E-Trade Alliance and act as its technical director. So that's how I fit in here. I want to first of all congratulate Jobberman and Rome for this timely and excellent initiative, and of course for their fantastic leadership during these very challenging times during the pandemic. A little bit on the E-Trade Alliance, the Alliance for E-Trade Development is a global development alliance, essentially a public-private partnership between the US Agency for International Development and 11 leading private sector partners, including Rome, as well as Cargill, DHL, Element, Etsy, Google, Latin American E-Commerce Institute, MasterCard, PayPal, UPS, and Visa. So there's a lot of powerful companies that are all coming together to make have impact and to enable developing country micro, small, and mid-sized enterprises to engage in e-commerce. We work with these partners in Africa, but also in Asia, Latin America, and increasingly in Eastern Europe in a number of areas, helping SMEs gain better skills for e-commerce, accelerating cross-border logistics, enabling companies to access finance, and improve policy environments for e-commerce. We pay particular attention to women-led firms as well as rural firms and the youth, as is the case here. Now, as I've been looking at the Alliance's work and looking at the many areas where we work, I don't think there's any area or any asset as important as human capital. Human capital is absolutely a critical asset for companies and countries in the 21st century global digital economy. And as Reshma highlighted, the many areas that are now very rapidly digitizing domestic transactions as well as world trade, global economy is increasingly a digital economy. And those that have the preparedness, those that have the right human capital stand to win and stand to create new value. Now, we know that these human capital gaps are quite acute in Africa, and many workers, over 50% of workers, are still mismatched in their jobs. In addition, just like in many other parts of the world, what we see is that there are challenges to measure the supply and demand of talent in the digital economy in Africa. In other words, we don't know where this human capital asset is in Africa and how we can best cultivate that. And we know that certain behavioral profiles, cognitive abilities, critical thinking, social communication skills are critical for success. So our job here is to really get our arms around and measure and quantify how these human capital assets appear in the African economies and how they can better be cultivated as a result. Once we know how to measure them, we know how to best cultivate them. And we know that the soil is very fertile. As prior speakers referred to, Africa has tremendous potential in its young workforce. It's very eager to learn, very skillful, very innovative, and digitizing quickly. So this pilot is really about gaining the data, gaining the measurements to cultivate human capital and enable both young people to understand where they are in terms of their e-readiness, what superpowers they have, but also enable governments and corporations to understand how to enable this human capital. How do we better match the right human assets to jobs and cultivate the next crop, if you want, of leaders in the region, in the digital economy. Thanks very much for having me.
All right, thank you so much, Cassie. Thank you so much. Just before we go to the next statement, which is from McCarthy, who's a technical advisor for Palladium, I just want to say, if you have any questions, please, you can put your questions in the chat box, and then that will be answered much later after the walkthrough, right? So if you have any questions, please, and if you're just joining, because there's some people that just joined, please drop your name, the company that you're representing, as well as your, title as well. Okay, now just.
Thank you to the Jobberman team for organizing this event, and thank you to everyone attending. The USAID funded Alliance for E-Trade Development 2 is very pleased to be collaborating with Jobberman on this innovative project. The primary goal of the Alliance is to work with leading e-commerce partners like Jobberman to expand SME engagement in cross-border e-commerce. And we believe a key enabling element is identifying and developing a digitally oriented workforce. Through our collaboration, we'll be able to identify the key skills that are needed to be successful e-commerce entrepreneurs and employees, information that can be used to help improve workforce development programs and help match candidates to jobs. We hope this collaboration will more efficiently match candidates to jobs, reducing costs for SMEs and improving opportunities for job candidates, while furthering the growth of the e-commerce market and all of the opportunities that it creates. Thank you again.
All right, so that was from Anne McCarthy, who is the technical advisor for Palladium. Now we're moving on to Brett Mulder, who's also going to walk us through the behavioral profiling system. Again, please pay attention, take notes. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop your questions in the comment section, the chat section. And yes, and that will be answered right after this, right after the walkthrough with Brett. Over to you, Brett.
Hi, Sheila, thank you. I just need you to let me screen share before we start.
You can try now.
Okay, I think we're good to go. Okay, everyone, thank you. Welcome. Thanks for having me today. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of the process that people will be following. And we're the company that's working with Jobberman to provide the assessment and reports to the participants in this project. I'm starting with a statement that came from the eTrade Alliance website. Because when I first became involved in this project, I was doing some research, this statement stood out to me. You know, when we think about e-commerce or digital, we often only think about the big giants of digital e-commerce. But going digital and the impact of digital is relevant for organizations of all sizes, from large multinational, national businesses, all the way down to small businesses. And it reminded me of an experience I'd recently had in Nigeria. I was in the elevator at Elephant House near Marina in Lagos. I'd just been in rush hour traffic. I was running late for a meeting, and I was sharing the elevator with a young man named Ojei. He was traveling door to door. He had a tog bag of sneakers, and he was trying to sell these sneakers at the offices. And he was telling me that his wife makes these beautifully designed sneakers. They were similar to like a Converse sneaker, but with beautiful embroidery on the top, much more unique and artistic. And he said his wife makes up to 20 of these pairs of shoes a week, and his job was to find customers to buy them. And when I read this statement that's on the screen now, it reminded me of that conversation with Ojei. You know, how many other people like him are going door to door around Nigeria looking for customers? You know, and the truth is that e-commerce and the digital environment can impact a business of any size. We hope our involvement in this project will impact people like him and the many thousands of young entrepreneurs that are looking to grow their businesses, their brands, and find jobs and opportunities in the Nigerian economy. So let's start with some of our thinking about this project and share the online experience that everyone will have via the Jobberman platform as part of this project. Some of the questions we want to answer as we go through this process is, what roles are required to go digital? What do the people look like who will make this happen? How many people can we find with these skills? So how broadly spread are these skills within the economy? And then, of course, look for opportunities to connect people who've got these skills with opportunities that need them. So the first question we had to answer was, what does it take to go digital? What is the process of taking a traditional business, whether it be Ojei selling shoes in the elevator, or a medium or large business that's looking to go digital? So let's call a non-digital business analog. What does it take to go from analog into a digital future, where we can leverage all the tools available online, understand the impact of these tools, and ultimately grow the e-commerce or digital economy within Nigeria? And we identified 4 stages to this process, each requiring a distinct set of behaviors or skills to be effective. And this is true for any size organization. Firstly, somebody needs to be able to spot the opportunities. Someone has to have the idea that says, hey, let's create an Instagram account. Let's use Jumia Marketplace or Facebook or Congo. Let's get our product online. And many other ways or opportunities for creating a digital presence. If you think about a small or medium-sized business, maybe selling food, this would be the person who downloads the delivery app and registers their business for deliveries. Once we've spotted the opportunity, then of course we have to get everyone on board. We have to make sure our customers can find us, our colleagues or our staff understand that digital ecosystem, and generally just get our stakeholders on the digital train, so to speak. If we're successful at that stage, then of course we have to be in a position to support what is going to be growth in the organization using that same digital mindset. So supporting customer queries, dealing with returns and refunds, dealing with suppliers and so on. And lastly, there's an important role at the end of this process. Well, it's not the end of the process, because that's just the end and it circles back to the beginning. It's very much circular. But that important 4th process step there is somebody who will encourage everyone to use the digital tools to drive new habits and create an e-commerce or digital mindset, a digital culture, if you will. So each of the process steps I've just shown you has a complementary set of behaviors or soft skills that we mapped, skills that will make people successful in each of those roles. So we mapped various behaviors to each of those process steps, and we created these 4 roles. Now, depending on the size of the business, these roles might be performed by different people within the business, certainly if it's a large organization, or perhaps even by the same person if it's a smaller business. And in smaller SMEs, certainly entrepreneurs wear many hats. But if we understand the process and each of the people in that process understand their fit, it'll lead to a greater understanding of what's required to go digital and ultimately embrace a digital future. So we've got the champion, the person who identifies opportunities, drives that change, looks for places to be more prominent, to be more visible to their customers. Then we have the enabler, is the person who onboards stakeholders, helps them understand how to use those, the tools that they've created. We've got the agent, the person who provides service and support, the same type of service and support they would provide in an analog business, but just using digital tools. And the citizen, which is essentially everyone else needs to be a digital citizen. These are people who understand how to use the tools of a digital or e-commerce ecosystem to drive efficiencies, to grow the organization, and ultimately scale that business. So how do we get there? I've prepared a very short screen recording. I'm going to push play on this now. This is a screen recording from the Jobberman platform. Essentially, every person that participates in that group of 24,000 young people will complete an online assessment. This assessment takes less than 10 minutes to complete. It's very easy to understand and very, very simple to follow the process. People will select from a list of behaviors, the ones that best describe them, and they'll then ask other people in their social or professional network to provide them with feedback, or shall we say, to endorse their strengths. The end result of this process is that everyone has areas of strength, and everyone will also have opportunities identified for development through this process. But our goal really is to manage that talent to opportunity fit, to find everyone's digital superpower, help them understand which direction they should be heading in, and ultimately find their best place within that digital ecosystem. Okay, so if I've a participant in the project, I've completed that assessment process, either my colleagues or friends or other people that know me well have provided some feedback on those behaviors to me. The end result of that will be a report that looks like this. And let's take a quick walk through that report. We've worked quite hard to create this report in a way that's easy to understand and simple to work through by yourself, but also provides practical advice. So we've embedded tips and tricks in the report that will let someone understand this information by themselves, but they could also talk through it with a trusted advisor or a friend or a colleague in a way that's non-judgmental, fair and balanced. We've provided some background to the stages of going digital, some information about why getting feedback is important, and some context to the process and the digital roles that I've just taken you through today. And of course, on the right-hand side of my screen there, in this report, every person will get their personal match to the digital roles. You'll get a match to each of those 4 roles, and the report will highlight the one that's your best fit. Then we break it down into a little bit more detail, where we highlight the person's top strengths and best opportunities for development. And again, we've written this in a way that is designed for a non-expert, for somebody who's not familiar with this type of language, who might be reading this type of information for the first time. And we hope that it will be practical and useful. And I guess in summary on this report, we wanted to give everyone a way to easily identify their digital superpower, using a language that's easy to understand, safe to share with other people. And we hope that this will add value to everyone who uses it. We look forward to seeing the project launch, being involved with all of the partners that are making this happen. And thanks very much to everyone who's on this call. Your role today is equally as important, if not more important, than everyone else that's been involved to this point, because you will help us connect this to the Nigerian economy. And thanks for your time today. Thanks for having me. I'll be available for any questions once the call wraps up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the walkthrough as well, and also just going into detail of what the Finding Your Digital Superpower is about. So at this point, we're going to have the Q&A section. If you have any questions, please, this would be the time to put your questions in the chat section. At the moment, I don't see any questions yet. For members of press who joined in late, yes, this recording will be available for you to be able to, catch up on everything that happened before you joined. Also, the press kits will be distributed right after the press conference. So if are there any other questions or any questions at the moment? I don't see any questions. I think everyone understood Brett's very detailed explanation of how the profiling works. So just giving it one few more seconds to see if there's any other questions, if there's any questions from anyone. Okay. All right, so if you don't have any questions, you can always send questions to us right after the press conference. You can send it via email to communications@jobberman.com. That's communications@jobberman.com. My colleague will help put that in the chat section if you have any questions right after the press conference. On that note, we'll move on to the closing remarks by Gabriel Gab-Umoren, who is the Group Head of Marketing for Rome.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank you all for joining us today in what will hopefully be the start of an amazing initiative to bridge the digital skills gap in the Nigerian economy. As you can see from Brett's presentation, we have built a very detailed and engaging portal that will not only help us gather the requisite data, but provide useful information and guidance to the participants. We hope that everyone that participates in this program can get tangible insights that help them discover their digital brand and enable them to become more effective at what they do. The digital economy in Nigeria needs champions, it needs enablers, it needs citizens, it needs agents, and we hope to help our participants find their place in this digital economy, as well as to help companies profile their digital capacity for change. We're looking forward to working with every one of you to get this job done, especially the e-commerce companies and the media. And we hope that what you have seen today will motivate you to share with your network and encourage them to participate. To our partners, Palladium, Nextrade, Peopletree, we thank you for your belief in this project, as well as the support, expertise, and direction you have provided so far. I believe we will be breaking into 3 different rooms shortly, where you guys can all engage the key stakeholders of this project. Please take the time to ask any questions you might still have. We are keen to share as much information as we possibly can. Once again, thank you all for your time. We look forward to a rewarding program, and we look forward to helping young Nigerians find their digital superpower. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gab. While I have you here, someone asked a question. This Abraham, who said he wants to know what's the expected duration for the program. So I don't know if there's any, that's the only question we have now.
So we expect this program to last, about 6 months. So there's 2 main components. We're going to be getting a baseline data from people that work in the e-commerce space. All right, so we're going to be profiling people that currently work in the formal and informal e-commerce space in Nigeria. Then we're also going to take that data and benchmark against the general population. So we hope to perform this whole exercise over a period of 6 months.
Okay. All right. Abraham has another question. Says, how are participants going to be selected and recruited?
So right now, it's pretty much free for everyone, but we do have 2 main participants criteria. So the first group of participants are people that work in the formal and informal e-commerce space. So these are people that work in companies like Konga, Jumia, Wakanao, and so on and so forth. We want to profile those individuals. Then the second set of participants are people that work, the general population. So anyone between the ages of 18 to 35, who obviously would be participating in the digital economy in Nigeria. We are also going to profile those individuals as well. So those are the 2 sets of participants that we're looking at.
All right, thank you so much for that, Gab. Abraham, I believe we've answered both questions. If anyone we have like a few minutes to go. If you have any other questions, Please, you can either email it to communications@jobberman.com, or you can just drop it here and one of the speakers could, answer your questions.
Hi, Sheila. I have one more remark, not a question. So yeah, thank you everyone for being here today. Thank you to Kati from Nextrade for speaking to us. Thank you to Brett for explaining in detail the process, and thank you to Peopletree, and thanks Gab and Reshma. To people outside Jobberman, I think from what you've heard, you can hear this is an initiative that can really empower young Nigerians to understand the skills that they need to be leaders in the digital space. And with everything that's happened with COVID, with the move to remote work, even the opening up of cross-border work, Nigerians being able to sell their skills across the world through digital means. So you can be sitting in Nigeria and you can use your smartphone to be an e-commerce trader from Nigeria to the US or to anywhere in the world. I mean, the examples are endless. You can be sitting in Nigeria and you can be a developer and you'll be working with a client sitting in San Francisco. There's so many examples. The opportunities are massive. And I'm just so pleased that we're here to bring this to young Nigerians. So for those of you listening in, we're targeting 25,000 Nigerians. We want to give them this opportunity to understand their own unique strengths and their hidden strengths. So please do send people our way, share the news. We're very open. We're open to ideas from people outside Jobberman as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Rolake. On that note, if we don't have any more questions, thank you so much for everyone that joined, for all the members of press that were present. Thank you so much. Again, the press kits will be shared with you shortly. This press conference will also be available on YouTube to just, if you want to watch and also see what the platform is like. Also to all the members of the e-commerce companies that we hope to partner with as well for this campaign. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you so much, Kati. Thank you so much, Reshma, to Martin, to Brett. Thank you, Rolake. Thank you, Gab. And you have a very fantastic day. Right.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Bye, everyone.